These steps will take years off your face. I'm not kidding. These final steps will take years off your face in like a minute. Today I'm gonna teach you how to look 10 years younger in 10 minutes. Yes, I am. We are gonna break this video up into the essential building blocks of a daytime look. We are gonna go through skin prep, brows, eyes, face, and lips. This video is gonna be longer than 10 minutes because I'm going to explain every step for you in detail, but once you get a handle on what goes where and which products you should use, why and how, I promise you that it's going to take you 10 minutes or less to execute it. Get ready to look really, really good in a very short amount of time. Let's go. First, let me introduce you to my model today. This is my beautiful model who volunteered to come on the channel. Her name is Glenda and she's in her 70s. In the comments, let me know which of her features is your favorite. It takes a lot of courage to come on the channel, makeup free, and expose yourself to a large audience like this. So it just fills my heart with so much joy when you as a community send love and kindness over to these ladies. All right, let's start with the skin. The most important step in any makeup application is skin prep. I repeat this all the time because it's true. It is the foundation, the base for everything else. And if you don't properly prep your skin with the right products, your makeup will just not look as good, or it just won't last you for the whole day. When we're dealing with mature skin specifically, we are typically dealing with dryness and dehydration issues, thinning, delicate skin, wrinkles, and fine lines. Before we apply any makeup product to that type of skin, it's essential that we start with a supple, well-hydrated base. I am so excited to partner with City Beauty today because I'm a huge fan of their skincare for my mature clients, and I talk about their products all the time in my videos, sponsored or not, because they are awesome and they sit really well under makeup, which is so important for me as an artist. The first product that I used on Glenda was the Uplift Firming Serum. This product is specifically made to target the look of wrinkles and sagging skin in as little as 30 minutes, and it does a great job of it. It has hyaluronic acid in it, which is a great ingredient for really deeply hydrating the skin. It will give you this healthier, plumper look before you even put makeup on, and it does it instantly, which is so amazing. After I let that serum absorb into the skin for a couple of minutes, I then went in with the multi-action sculpting cream. I would say that this is one of City Beauty's star products. It has amazing reviews online. People really, really love it. It's hydrating without being too heavy or sticky, and it does a really good job of improving fine lines, wrinkles, and sagging loose skin that, you know, women struggle with a lot, especially after the age of 60. Now, in the past, I've been asked if you need a serum and a moisturizer. I want to address this because it's a great question, and a lot of people don't understand the differences between the two of them. So serums are lightweight formulations that deliver active concentrated ingredients. They typically absorb completely into the skin and leave little to no residue. A moisturizer has a thicker formulation and it creates a physical barrier that locks in hydration. Some moisturizers, like this one from City Beauty, have anti-aging ingredients added to them, which is great. But if you want to really deeply address more difficult skincare concerns or problems, then combining a moisturizer on top of a serum is just a really good idea. Another question that I often get asked in the comments is about oily mature skin. This is less common, but it's still obviously a thing. I get a lot of comments about this. When I have clients with oily skin, I typically apply only a serum before the makeup application. That will give me suppleness without too much moisture. I still highly recommend that if this is you, you still use a moisturizer in your nighttime routine on top of the serum. But if it's too heavy for you during the day, you know, layering it like that, that's fine. That's fine. Just apply your serum, but don't skip the moisturizer at night. Another really good idea, an essential step, really an essential step if you're going to be outside or exposed to any UVA, UVB rays, is adding sunscreen as a prep as well. I'm not going to get too into this right now because I just talk about it so much in my other videos. I don't want to spend too much time on it today, but if you have any specific questions about sunscreen, please let me know in the comments section below and I can help you out there, or I can even make a whole video about it, just targeted specifically about sunscreen, which ones to use, who should use which ones. Just let me know again in the comments if you want that. If enough of you want me to make that video, I'll absolutely do it for you sooner than later. All right, moving right along. So I asked Glenda what she struggles with the most when it comes to beauty, and this is what she said.
Probably my eyes, because of these. I don't like the bags under my eyes, and that's probably what I struggle with most.
Okay, so this is a very common struggle. We are gonna address the under eyes with makeup as well, but before we do that, we also need to prep them. So to prep under the eyes, I went in with City Beauty's Eye Revive Firming Serum. This product has polymers in it that create a really taut finish under the eye. So it works really, really well as an under eye concealer primer because it smooths things out so much that it really helps the concealer not settle in those lines. Now that we are prepped, let's start our application. So I just recently started changing my application sequence up a bit, and I am now doing brows first. I feel like brows last longer and look a lot better when they're applied on completely clean, makeup-free skin. Because brows also frame the face, when you add them to your face first, you then know how far you need to go with your other products to get like a balanced end result. A brow pencil that I really love is this one by L'Oreal. It's very well priced, and the formula glides on beautifully, plus it's super skinny, which means that you can get great control over the product. As you can see, I always start by outlining the shape at the bottom first, and then once I have that outline, I fill the rest in with sketched hair-like strokes. While you're shading, you also want to go through the brows with a spoolie to soften and diffuse the pigment out so it looks soft and not too harsh. A spoolie is like an underrated but very important tool when it comes to doing brow makeup. This L'Oreal pencil in particular is dual-ended, and it comes with a spoolie on one side, which is great, but if your brow product doesn't have one, make sure to get one. Make sure to buy one. I'll leave some links in the description box for you. After that, I always like to finish the brows off by going through the hairs with a clear brow gel to keep them in place all day long. Now we're gonna move on to eyes. If you are applying any eyeshadow to your eyes whatsoever, you want to do the eye makeup first so that you can clean up the fallout before doing foundation and concealer. Doing it in this order will give you a much cleaner end result. The first thing I always do is I apply a thin wash of either eyelid primer or concealer to the eyelids. On Glenda, I went in with the L'Oreal Age Perfect Concealer, and then I set it with a translucent powder so that it wouldn't crease and so that the eyeshadow could blend on top of it and not stick to it. Prepping the lid like this will prevent the natural oils from corroding the shadow, and it will also stop the shadows from creasing throughout the day. When doing a soft daytime look, I always start by contouring the crease with a taupey brown matte color and a fluffy crease brush. This is called the transition shade, and it's the base for any makeup application, whether that be dramatic or natural. This shade adds dimension and warmth to the eyes without adding any darkness. After that is shaded in, I added a skin tone matte shadow to the lid, and I blended it softly into the crease. Now, this look is super, super natural. When I asked Glenda about what concern she had in regards to makeup, this is what she said.
To use enough, but still look natural. I've seen women that have gone overboard with makeup, at least in my opinion, they've gone overboard with their makeup. So there's probably two extremes with hardly no makeup or too much makeup, so I try to strive for something in between.
So keeping those specific concerns in mind, my goal was really to give her something beautiful but soft, and also something realistic for her to recreate at home. So when it comes to doing the eyes, after you apply that soft crease and light lid, you can definitely stop here and move on to eyeliner. But I personally love to add a little spot highlight to the lid. This really gives such a beautiful shine to the eyes and opens them up quite a bit. For this effect, I used the color Peaceful in my Tartelette Energy palette, and I just tapped it onto the lid with my finger. This is really the easiest and most effective way to apply like a spot highlight. It's not fancy, but it works. Once you have that shine on there, make sure to go over that transition area with your matte brown again and your fluffy crease brush just to blend everything out seamlessly. Now we can go ahead and define the lash line with a liner. Glenda has a lot of warmth to her face and her hair, so I'm using a nice warm brown tone to complement her features. Here's an important tip for you. Liners tend to have a pretty bulbous tip, and they can be a bit challenging to apply with precision, right? I'm sure you noticed that. So what I recommend you do is actually apply your liner to an angled brush and use your angled brush for application. That way you're applying a thinner line and you're blending it all at the same time. Now that we're almost on the eyes, with the exception of applying mascara, we can move on to the skin. But before we do that, we always want to take a Q-tip dipped in moisturizer and run it under the eyes to pick up any fallout. Even though we kept the eyes Super simple, right? Super simple and light today. Shadows are always gonna fall regardless of the color. And that fallout is gonna create texture and it's going to impact the way your foundation and your concealer looks. In my prep, I use that firming serum, right? You guys remember? Which is a treatment style product that makes the under eye skin look more taut. But in this step, I am swiping over it with the City Beauty Under Eye Recovery Cream, which is a creamier formulation that helps brighten the look of dark circles. So essentially what I'm doing is I am erasing the powder fallout while simultaneously hydrating the skin on top of the firming serum. For Glenda's skin today, I'm using a product that is very loved in the mature age demographic, and it is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, Your Skin But Better. This is a super interesting product because it's a CC cream that is full coverage, right? Rare, but it's also very luminous and natural. Plus it has an SPF of 50, which is amazing. I like applying kind of my first layer with a foundation brush to get it on the skin. And then I finish it off with a nice damp, fluffy beauty blender. That beauty blender picks up any of that excess product that you don't want kind of hovering in the fine lines or in the nasolabial folds, but it also leads to a really airbrushed end result. A damp beauty blender is kind of the best way to get a flawless foundation look, especially when dealing with anything that's full coverage. So if you don't have one, I'll leave a link for you in the description box. You should get one, you should try it. It does leave a beautiful finish to base makeup products. Speaking of IT Cosmetics, I also want to tell you that IT Cosmetics has a few different formulations of this specific product, and they're targeted towards different needs. So I talk about those different variations and who they suit best in my video called Your Makeup Routine is Outdated. I'm going to leave a link to that video in the pinned comment in case you want to learn more about it later. If you're intrigued by this CC cream, watch that video next so that you can see which one of the formulations of the CC cream is going to be best for you. Now, in order to blend out a few little age spots and some darkness around the eyes, I went in with a color corrector by MAC. This product is called Prep and Prime, and it's in the color Bright Forecast. It's a peach, so it's great for offsetting any of those darker or blue toned pigments on the skin. I applied that product to any areas of concern, like the freckling on her forehead and the depth under her eyes, and then I stippled it out with my fingertips. If you have deeper tones on your skin than Glenda does, then you can let that dry down for a couple of minutes, right? Use that color corrector, let it dry down a little bit, and then you can go in again with a concealer. I don't like over applying product if I don't need to, especially on mature skin. So I stopped here since that product did a great job of concealing depth on her skin tone. Don't over apply if you don't have to. If one product did the thing that 3 products do, just do it with one product. The more product you pile on mature skin, the more potential it has to really age the skin more. You're looking for flawlessness with as little as possible. In order to prevent creasing under the eyes, I dusted a very small amount of translucent powder under there, right? And I used that same powder in areas that were looking just like a little too shiny for my liking. I recently found a really beautiful under eye powder that doesn't make the skin look chalky or too dry, and it's actually by the brand Visanti. It's called the Lotus Brightening Powder, and it's specifically made for that area. So the particles are just super, super tiny. If you're struggling with like crepiness created by powder or creasing because you're not using powder, try this product out. It really is great. Moving on to blush and final touches. This is where the magic really happens in mature makeup application. Adding color to the cheeks, lifting the lashes, and adding definition to the vermilion border of the mouth is everything. These steps will take years off your face. I'm not kidding. These final steps will take years off your face in like a minute. For the blush, I use the MAC Glow Play Blush, which is a beautiful cream formula in the color Grand, which is a peach. Cream blushes really give that glow from within illusion, and they are very flattering on mature skin. After that, I asked her to curl her lashes so that we could get as much lift as possible, and then I added several coats of black mascara. Let's go a little deeper now when discussing lips. After a certain age, nude or brown lipstick takes all the life away from your face instantly. I wanted to demonstrate this to you visually, so I used an app to change Linda's lipstick. As you can see, this is how her makeup looked when I finished it, and this is the exact same look. Nothing's been changed except for nude lipstick. It is so unflattering, right? It just takes all the warmth right out of her face. When it comes to mature faces, adding like a pinch of pink or peach and a little bit of shine will do wonders to your skin. Super matte, nude, or frosty formulations will just not be flattering. Trust me, try it for yourself. Try putting like a wash of a shinier, warmer, more vibrant color, and then apply a wash of like brown. And you'll notice right away that you look so much healthier and so much better when you add that little pop of like dewy color. Another thing to note is that it's really, really important to define and carve out the vermilion border of the mouth using a lip liner to give back the shape that we once had. It will turn back the clock instantly. Most women don't use lip liner, and it's a huge mistake. I'm telling you, it's a huge mistake. If I could only choose one product, I would actually choose lip liner over lipstick any day, because you can use a lip liner as a lipstick, but you can't use a lipstick to create like a crisp definition very easily, if at all. I always fill the entire lip in with my liner, and because liner formulations are waxy, this basic color will last you all day long, whereas lipsticks tend to fade pretty quickly if you're not using them on top of a liner. On top of the liner on Glenda, I then went in with the City Lips Plumping Gloss for hydration and volume. I am absolutely obsessed with these lip glosses. They are beautiful. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I have every single color and I use them on everyone. There are so many gorgeous tones to choose from. They plump the lips, they don't bleed, they last for a super long time on the actual lips, they last all day. All the hype this product gets online is warranted. I even use it on myself every single day. Whenever I am filming a video, I am 99% of the time wearing one of their glosses. Now, typically you stop here and be done, but I wanted to show you a really quick way to take your look from day to night. This super simple look can be easily elevated, like so easily elevated, just by adding 3 clusters of individual lashes to the outer parts of each eye. By adding just a couple, right, just a few lashes, you end up getting this huge lifting illusion at the corners of the eyes. I know that this step won't be an everyday step for most people, but if you're going to a party or an event, just taking a few extra minutes to do this will take this look from natural to super glam without looking or even feeling like it's too much or like too outside of your comfort zone, you know? I really wanted to respect Glenda's concerns like I do with all of my models, so I wanted to show her a way of elevating her look without it feeling scary, you know? Adding these lashes also makes your eyes look really, really big, right? It really does. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't do anything to Glenda's under eye area, it's because, for one, her eyes water a lot, and I was noticing that while doing her makeup, and I knew that adding shadow there just wouldn't have worked well for her for the whole day. It would have ended up getting really muddy. She also doesn't have a lot of bottom lashes, so if I added just a waterproof mascara, for example, to the bottom lashes, it wouldn't have smeared, but it wouldn't have looked right either, right? Because of the lack of density in the hair volume there. What do you guys think of her finished look? It's simple but glowy, healthy and fresh. I think it really shows off and displays her natural beauty and really makes you notice how gorgeous, like how absolutely gorgeous her hazel eyes are. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.